Welcome back, Heroclix fans. Today I'm going to do an in-depth look at the Marvel Heroclix, Wolverine, and the X-Men set. I did an unboxing, but now we're going to take a look at the whole complete set, and we're going to go step by step, figure by figure, team base by team base, chase by chase, prime by prime, and even the LEs. Let's get started. So let's take a look at our common slots. We have Wolverine, Colossus, Shadowcat, Mirage, Oracle, Toad, Shiar Soldier, Dazzler, Longshot, Shatterstar, Deathlok, and Deathlok Prime, Strong Guy, Multiple Man, Richter, and Cyber. Let's take a closer look. Wolverine is Alpha Flight, Animal, Weapon X, X-Men. He has two traits. Track and kill. At the beginning of the game, choose an opposing character. At the beginning of your turn, if that character is within 6 squares of Wolverine, choose one. That character can't use shape change or stealth this turn, or modify Wolverine's speed value by +2. So that's pretty good. Healing factor. At the beginning of your turn, you may heal Wolverine 1 click. Very good. You see charge, blades, and toughness starting out for 100 points with the X-Men TA, and here we have Colossus. Acolytes, Armor, Defenders, Excalibur, X-Men, 100 points, X-Men TA, as you can see is Indom, Charge, Super Strength. Invincible is a new defensive power, very cool, and no special powers. And here we have Shadowcat, Improved Movement, Elevated Terrain, Hindering Terrain, and Blocking Terrain. Transporter, 7 stealth, super senses with a 17D, 2 damage, exploit weakness, and no special powers. And Excalibur, martial artist, and X-Men for 68 points and no TA. Here we have Mirage, Asgardian, Hellions, Initiative, New Mutants, Shield, X-Force, and X-Men are keywords, 75 points, no TA. Starts out with sidestep, in-cap, willpower, and a special on damage. Fearful illusions. Mirage can use shape change when she does, and the result is 3 through 4 modify her defense value by +1. So if she succeeds on shape change, then it works. But if it does not succeed, but it still rolls a 3 or 4, you get a +1 to your defense. So that's actually pretty good. I like that quite a bit. She also has a special movement later on in her dial that lets her have charge and flight. Here we have Oracle, Imperial Guard, Shiar, 49 points, flyer, 6 range, 1 target. As you can see, we have smoke cloud, barrier, and probability. Looking on the back, there are no special abilities. This is actually a really good playable piece for 49 points. You get barrier and prob for, I believe, 3 clicks in a row, and I like her quite a bit. Here we have Toad. Keywords are Brotherhood, Mutants. Special on movement, Toad can use leap climb and plasticity. Give a friendly character with a higher point value and within 8 squares a power action and move Toad up to his speed value. That's very good. Special on attack, that's not showing right here. Give Toad a free action and roll a d6 that cannot be re-rolled. On a result of 4 through 6, Toad can choose a standard attack power. He can use the chosen power this turn, and his range value becomes the result until your next turn. So you roll the d6, 4 through 6, that's going to be your range. And then you get to decide on a special standard attack power. So you have to roll the 4 through 6, and then you get that range plus that power. If you do not get that, then you get no special power. We have the Shiar Soldier. Shiar and Soldier are the keywords, 45 points, sidestep, energy explosion, and a special damage power. This is actually a minion power. When a friendly character with a higher point value and the Shiar keyword is in 8 squares, modify Shiar Soldier's attack value by +1. If that character has the Imperial Guard keyword, Shiar Soldier can use the police team ability. If that character is named Leandra, Shiar Soldier can use shield team ability. Wow, that's actually quite a bit of good stuff there for 45 points. No TA though, 6 range. Very, very good for a minion generic piece. Here we have Dazzler, 75 points, no TA, 6 range, 1 target. We have a special power for movement, Charge of the Light Brigade. When Dazzler has no action tokens, she can use Run and Shot. When Dazzler has 1 or more action tokens, you may give her a free action, and characters within 4 squares can't use stealth until your next turn. She has a trait as well, Rebel Duo. When Dazzler is adjacent to a character named Longshot, they both modify their attack value by +1, if not already modified by this effect. For 75 points, not a bad figure, starting out with Run and Shot because of her special power, and if you give her 2 tokens or just 1 token, you can't use stealth within 4 squares. That makes me think that that's even friendly characters as well. So that can be good or bad, but that's actually not very bad at all. You can use that pretty effectively, I believe. Longshot, Celebrity, Excalibur, Exiles, Martial Artist, Mojoverse, X Factor, and X-Men as keywords. We have a trait, Luckiest Man Alive. All of Longshot's hits are critical hits. If Longshot rolls double 6s, the attack cannot be evaded and damage dealt is increased by an additional 1 damage. Damage dealt can't be reduced below 3. This guy is pretty incredible. We have 5 range, 3 targets, Run and Shot, 11 attack, 16 energy, shield deflection, 2 damage, and probability. For 75 points, no TA. The good thing about this is you have 3 targets with 5 range. You have probability to make sure you hit. Every time you hit a character, it's considered a crit hit, which would do an additional 1 damage. So if you have 3 targets, you target 3 different people, but you only have 2 damage to divvy out. So you just say you hit them all, so each one of them are going to get 1 damage because of the crit hit. And then you get to divvy up that 2 damage. So that's actually pretty good. You do 5 damage unless you want to do enhancement, and then you can get some crazy stats here. Though the one thing I think that balances him out a little bit is because he only has 5 range. You know, he doesn't have this huge range. And you still have to hit. It's not like you have to just roll the die. You still have to hit the guy, but then it's going to be a critical hit. But the way it's worded, I don't believe it's going to be knockback damage. You'd actually have to roll the actual die to get the knockback damage. But, you know, I don't know if that's been ruled yet. But anyways, the way it works is it's still really good. Shatterstar, Future, Mojoverse, New Mutants, Warrior, X Factor, and X Force. We have a special trait, X Portal. Once per game, give Shatterstar a power action. Place Shatterstar and an adjacent friendly character of a lower point value in an adjacent square on the map. He is 73 points, but there's still quite a bit of cheaper figures in the game that you can use this with and actually, you know, get some really nasty stuff going on there. He also has a special on attack, which Blades and Flurry. That's really good. As you see, starts out with Charge. Then with the special power, it would be Blades and Flurry, 17 combat reflexes, and 2 damage. So you're going to use the Blades instead of the 2 damage, of course. For 73 points, I think that's actually a really good figure in the common slot for sure. Might look a little weird, but it's kind of effective. Here we have Deathlok. Starts off with Stealth, Psychic Blast, Toughness, Sharpshooter, Indom, 6 range, 1 target. And we have Future, Robot, and X-Force as keywords, and 97 points, no TA. And we have no additional special powers to name. Now let's look at our first Prime of the set, Deathlok Common Prime. Assassin, Marvel Knights, Maximum Carnage, Robot, Shield, Scientist, and Soldier are the keywords, no TA, and 154 points. Kind of expensive, but let's see what else he has. Sharpshooter, Indom, 7 range, 1 target. He also has special powers and a trait. Let's take a look. The trait, Computer No Killing Protocol. The first time each game an opposing character would be KO'd by Deathlok's attack, instead turn them to their last KO click. Alright, maybe that's just like offset why he's so good, that, you know, you can, if you kill someone, they go after the last click just so you can kill them again, or you know, something. So it's probably not going to be that that bad for you playing this figure. So it's still pretty good though. Probably lowers his points just a little bit. Then we have a special on damage showing on the dial right there. Deathlok can use Ranged Combat Expert as a ranged combat action. Very nice. He has also a special movement that you do not see here. Computer Sniper Stance. Deathlok can use Run and Shot. If Deathlok occupies the same square in which he began the turn, modify his range by +3 and his attack value by +1. Wow. This guy is really, really good. Let's just take a look real quick at the dial starting out. Run and Shot 11, Precision Strike 10 attack, 18 impervious, and 3 damage. That guy's is really good. Here we have Strong Guy. Brute, Celebrity, and X Factor. He has a trait, Temporary Kinetic Absorption. When Strong Guy takes damage from an attack, he can use Battle Fury and Giant Reach ability. Increases his combat values by the amount damage taken until the end of your turn. Wow, so he absorbs energy and then he gets stronger. Because if you look at his stats, they're kind of lackluster. But once he gets, you know, battling people, he gets stronger, which is really, really cool. And it's a trait, so it's throughout the whole dial. Looking at the dial here, you have no range, no targets, obvious. A grounded character, and Dom, so he can be pushed. Let's just look at the stats here. Charge, Super Strength, Toughness of 16, 3 damage. You know, for 114 points, no TA, I still think he's going to be able to, you know, knock some skulls in here. Not going to be the best figure in the set, but it's going to be playable, and as much damage as he can take, he can dish it out. So it's pretty good, I think, in the sense of that. All right, let's take a look at Multiple Man, Detective, and X Factor. We have a trait. Let's cover that first. Multiple Man. First copy of Multiple Man costs 75 points at the beginning of the game on click 1. That appears. The additional copies cost 25 points and start the game on click 1. That appears with the orange KO. So the first one starts at the click 1 next to the red KO, and additional ones are starting near the orange KO. Kind of confusing, but it's just like the Mysterio from the Amazing Spider-Man set. All right, let's take a look at some more powers here. So we have Dupe Absorption for special movement that's not on the dial here. Give Multiple Man a free action and KO an adjacent friendly character named Multiple Man. If you do, heal Multiple Man 1 damage and may switch the places with any number of friendly characters named Multiple Man. Okay, so that's kind of cool. You know, if one of your Multiple Mans are going down, you can KO them and get heal off. So that's not too bad. He also has a special on attack that is also not shown here. If Multiple Man possesses this power after taking damage, you may place a number 13 Multiple Man in your starting zone equal to the damage taken into adjacent square. Okay. All must be placed on click 1 that follows a orange click so that you get put on your 25 point dial. So, you know, I think you add them up, that's actually pretty nasty. Let's take a look at that final special power. He has tons of them. Multiple Man can use Perplex. If no other friendly character, Multiple Man, the number 13, which is this one, has Perplex this turn, has used it. Multiple Man has +1 to attack for each other Multiple Man adjacent to his target. Very confusing, very lengthy, but he has a lot of special powers. He's got Flurry, Combat Reflexes, 2 damage. Basically, if you play him with multiples, he's just going to get a lot better and stronger, but it's pretty cool. I like the Multiple Mans. So let's move on. That's a lot of... Here we have Richter, Detective, New Mutants, X-Corps, X-Factor, and X-Force. Trait, Reunited Duo. When Richter is adjacent to a friendly character named Shadowstar, they both modify their attack values by +1, if not already modified by this effect. He also has a special on attack. He can use Quake. He can use it normally, or he may instead use it to target each opposing character along a direct line of fire within his range. He's got 6 range. Wow. So like he can just kind of like do a Quake in a row. That's really interesting and pretty good actually. 58 points. And no TA, 6 range, 1 target. We have charge. We have that special attack power, energy shield deflection, 16, 2 damage, exploit weakness. And yeah, pretty cool, cheap figure. Rounding out our top commons, we have Cyber, Detective, and Weapon X as keywords. 124 points, no TA. He starts off with charge, blades, and a special on defense. Let's take a look at that. Cyber can use invulnerability. If he would take more than 2 damage from a single attack, he takes 2 damage instead. So that is actually pretty good. Then let's take a look at his special attack power. Cyber can use Blades Claws Fangs. If he rolls a 5 and a 6 for it, he instead deals 4 damage. Characters hit by this Blades modify their attack by -2. So you can only do 4 damage with this Blades, but if you roll a 5 or a 6, they have a -2 to their attack, which is pretty good, I think. For 124 points, you can really neuter a character, and he can take a lot of damage with that special defense power. That finishes our commons.